more on all this. Former federal prosecutor Neama Rahmani joins us now. Neama, let's take these two hearings that are upcoming on this case. The first in November on this motion that Lindsay Halligan is not properly appointed to be U.S. attorney. If the judge throws her off the case, will he then also dismiss the indictment?
Not necessarily, Elizabeth. As long as there's another AUSA who's willing to handle the case is going to proceed. So certainly not a good look for Lindsay Halligan to be disqualified from the case, but it's not going to derail the case procedurally. Now, maybe the selective or vindictive prosecution motion might, but not the motion challenging Halligan's appointment.
All right, we're going to get to that vindictive prosecution motion in just a second, but you know, Lindsay Halligan was brought in because Trump's appointed U.S. Attorney of the Eastern District of Virginia refused to bring these charges against both Letitia James and James Comey, reportedly saying he didn't think there was enough evidence to merit a prosecution. That's how Halligan got the job in the first place. She was willing to file charges when no one else in the office would. So can any U.S. attorney? I mean, right now she's got, today in court, she had a U.S. attorney from Missouri, not from the Eastern District of Virginia, to help her out.
Elizabeth, it's certainly telling that Eric Siebert would rather resign than indict Comey, and he wasn't the only one in the Eastern District of Virginia to resign. Now, Halligan, it's well known that she had no prosecution experience whatsoever. The first time she went into that grand jury was in the Comey case, and she was only able to get an indictment on 2 of the 3 counts. Now, she doesn't have prosecution experience. I don't think she should be handling this particular case as her first criminal prosecution, especially when it's very likely, almost certain, that Tish James is going to push this case all the way to jury trial.
Today in court, Tish James's lawyer signaled that you know they're going to argue vehemently that this is a case of vindictive prosecution. This argument, am I the only one who thinks it's slightly ironic? I mean, Letitia James campaigned to be district attorney, pledging to go after Trump.
It is ironic, and these arguments never win. President Trump made these arguments himself. He lost. Hunter Biden, through his lawyer, Abby Lowell, who's representing both Tish James and John Bolton, right, expect to see similar arguments in both those cases. It's a very high legal hurdle to meet. You have to show that the prosecution is purely for a constitutionally prohibited reason, and there's really no merit or probable cause to the case. These arguments are often raised, and they're routinely denied. So expect that same thing to happen in this case, Elizabeth.
All right, the charges against Tish James accuse her of lying about the reason she bought a house in Virginia in 2020. Prosecutors say that she said in documents, bank records, mortgage applications, that it would be a second residence, but that she actually rented it out. But the person who's been living in that house the whole time is her grandniece, and her grandniece doesn't pay rent, reportedly. And James, on her bank forms, only reported $1,350 in rent on her tax forms. Is that what they're going after her for, $1,350, or am I missing something?
Well, that's the defense in this case, that this was a material misstatement in support of a loan application, quite similar to what Donald Trump was charged with, right? So obviously anyone who's had a mortgage knows that
except at a very different scale.
Sure, a much larger scale, obviously, with respect to the president. But we all know that if it's your primary residence or a vacation home, you're going to pay a lower mortgage, maybe a lower down payment. You're going to have to be putting more down and pay a higher interest rate if it's a rental or income property. So the defense is going to be that this was a second home, that you have a family member that's essentially house sitting. She is not paying rent. So you would think that the grand jury would have that financial paper trail lined up before they return an indictment, because if there's no rent being paid, that's a huge problem for the prosecution here, Elizabeth.
But we don't know what that grand jury saw before they indicted, and that is the key question. I guess we're going to find out in this hearing in December. Neama Rahmani, thank you so much. Great talking to you.
Of course, Elizabeth. Talk soon.